Hello and welcome to an episode of Nostalgic Nerdery. Today, 40k. Uh, Chaos Space Marines have been getting revealed and leaked here recently. Thought I'd go over my thoughts on what I've seen. We'll start with the sculpts first and move on to the rules. For the sculpts, Abaddon. He is pretty amazing. Horus, Drachnia, the Primaris, he's stomping into the ground. It's a great look for the War Master. He's finally getting some respect and a new model, since his old model is, I believe, of legal drinking age at this time. No idea if he's getting new rules anytime soon. None of that's been mentioned, but he's bulked up and sized. Supposedly he's going to be just short of Robot Gulliman. Gurlyman. Mr. Gurlyman. So we'll see how that stacks up. I wish the picture had more to it for the size comparison. It's got like a guardsman, a marine, and then him. It'd be nice if we had a Terminator, maybe a Dreadnought in there, or Hellbrute, for some good scale. But move on from him. All the new models in the Shadow Spear box look pretty good. They're all really good sculpts. The CSM look good. The Greater Possessed look amazing. Nice combination of the power armor and the demonic traits. We now have Hulks with guns on them for what used to be Obliterators. So the Hulkinators, or what do you want to call them. Interesting thing with them, and we'll probably start talking about the rules now as well. They have all these actual guns on them, like flamers, looks like an assault cannon, a plasma cannon, a bolter, but they kept their flesh metal rule. And I'm just have not been a big fan of the Obliterators in this edition to 24 inches compared to previous editions where they had 4-foot las cannons. But I mean, they've been effective, but they're not what I wanted, for this edition. Big change from what they used to be. The random stats is the biggest issue. You can't plan on what you want to do with them. You can't take them to be anti-tank. They'll always be anti-infantry, but you can't rely on them to be your anti-tank anymore in the list. So completely change what they were capable of. Though they did get more shots now with the new leaked rules. There are 2 more shots, but their power points have gone up per model. What that's going to translate to in match play points, we don't know yet, but sadly it means more points. They got better. They got like an extra toughness, an extra wound, actual melee attack weapon, which is nice, but we're going to be paying more points for them now, and I don't know if that's going to balance out properly with how we need them to play. So we'll have to see about that. So a little unhappy. I'm happy that they got a buff. I'm unhappy about the points going up, because I think they were. I wanted to see a rewrite of the flesh metal rules. Just complete scrap that, return to the old weapons. Well, I get to cycle through them. The Greater Possess rules, they look good on the surface. Let's see how they play. They'll buff nearby Legion demons, so Possessed, Mutilators, Obliterators, Demon Engines, it seems, and their characters, so they won't be sniped out. Well, they can be sniped out, but they won't be gunned down by the bulk of your opponent's army. So you'll get to have their buff. You can have them close into melee. They're decently beefy. 5 wounds, I believe I saw, and 5 attacks. So even if I don't play, anything that they will buff, I've considered just maybe taking them as cheap-ish elite slots, and just have them throw them at the army with something like I don't know, Helldrakes or the bloat drones ahead of them to give them protection for the character role. We'll see how they end up playing out though with the Master of Possessions. His psychic powers have been leaked. He's a pretty nice looking model. We'll come back to him in a second. I want to talk about the Venom Crawler. He, I find, is a big letdown. We were promised when he was first revealed, withering firepower. He is anything but withering firepower. He is assault 2d3 uh, shots. Each weapon is assault d3. He has two of them. So assault 2d3 at a ballistic skill 4. That is nowhere near my definition of withering firepower. The actual stats on the guns aren't bad uh, for the strength and damage, but he's kind of going to be stuck in that limbo, I think, of not good enough shooting, not good enough attacks. Though we don't know his number of attacks yet, but he's not any more resilient really than a Rhino is. T7, 10 wounds. So, and nothing to play off of the name of a Venom Crawler. No poison abilities or anything like that. I sort of expected some kind of either aura or maybe for those to be flame weapons on the side and be sort of Venom template, a poison spray. But sadly not. The CSM don't seem to be getting any changes yet, so we'll have to see how, or in Shadow Spirit at least, so we'll have to see how the rest of the March spoilers and reveals go. Let's see, from there, okay, let's talk about the Master of Possession. He really just looks to be built to buff Possessed and Mutilators and Demon Engines. The Rite of Possession is decent if you get them close to your enemy psychers, so that they'll perils on double ones and double six, or any doubles, not just ones and sixes. He's got with the Spoiled Warlord trait, I believe it is. Yeah, here it is. You can reroll ones when taking a psychic test for your Warlord, or deny an additional power during the psychic phase, and if you do so, you can regain a wound. So this is the Warlord traits he's got access to. The leaked psychic powers for his discipline, the Malefic discipline, they're meh overall, I believe. Incursion lets you just do a 4 dice summoning while ignoring doubles and triples for summoning. So it's a narrative ability, or if you want to reserve a lot of points. I know that's been popular with a few lists for the sideboard option, pick and choose what you may need in a battle. So that may give some people's builds a worthwhile buff. Possession, however, is pretty much a narrative-only ability. I mean, part of it is. It does buff the AP of your melee weapon, and it is Psyker only, I believe. Yeah, the Psyker's melee weapon. So it's additional 2 AP on the weapon, so like his Force Staff will be AP3, which is decent, but not probably worth the psychic power. Now, if you kill a character that was like Adeptus or Herod Astartes, or if you kill a vehicle, you get some extra stuff, like vehicles auto-explode and he's immune to the mortal wounds. If you kill a character, you get a greater possessed to add to your army. But again, you're probably not reserving points for that ability, so a narrative item, pretty much only there. He's got a few other abilities. Cursed Earth, he can increase the invul save of Legion demons within 6 inches of them. That's decent. So if you're running him with Possessed or Mutilators, or if you just want to like backline him with some Demon Engines, that seems like a pretty decent ability, max of 3+ invul. So probably going to see him with like him, Greater Possessed and just a large unit of Possessed. Maybe some Mutilators nearby as well, depending on how if they get reworked at all, or their points and all come down possibly. Another one that goes well with that is the Infernal Power. Nearby Legion Demons get to reroll ones for hitting and wounds. That's not restricted to shooting or melee, it seems. So pretty good for the melee. Shooting, I mean, rerolling ones for the demon engines who need 4 pluses anyway. Not huge. But he looks like he'll be a possessed melee buffer along with your greater possessed. So that may end up working out pretty well, especially if you ally in like a herald or something. So we may actually see possessed getting used a bit more often, especially if they maybe get a points drop or something in the future. He's got an ability to heal Legion demons, psychic power. You choose a model within 2 inches of them to take a mortal wound, and then the Legion demon heals a D3. If the model that takes a mortal wound is a Warpsmith, and the demon you've chosen is a demon engine, it heals 3 wounds automatically. We'll see how that works out in play. I don't know too many people bring in Warpsmiths, so. And the last one is mutated invigoration. Choose a Legion spawn, or choose a Chaos spawn, a Legion possessed, or a Legion cult or destruction unit. And basically you just get rerolls on their abilities. You get reroll their mutated beyond reason, reroll the attacks for writhing tentacles, or reroll 1 of the dice for your flesh metal gun abilities. If it was like all cult or destruction near him, versus just choosing 1 unit of them, that would be something, but I think overall it's a little lackluster of a rule set. We'll see how it actually plays on the table though. Let's see. What else do I have here we can talk about? Is that all I have? Yeah, that's all I have. I'm excited a little bit for the Greater Possessed just as melee elite characters for Chaos, since that's something we get at the moment. We've been waiting for like the Warriors release potentially for that. The model line all looks great. I might get some of the Hulks for Blue Raiders, and probably always refer to them as such. Oh, one thing that does have me excited is, along with the Abaddon reveal, we saw a Havoc. And the Havoc has a new weapon that Chaos does not yet wield. It looks... It's a Gatling gun. I mean, it's a Gatling gun. It's a rotary barrel belt-fed weapon. No clue of the rules on it yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. But if if Havocs, I play Havocs. If Havocs are getting some new tools, that would be very nice. That has me a bit. That's probably the most exciting thing I've seen so far is the Havoc reveal. So I'll be definitely keeping my eye out for those. Well, let me know your thoughts on the leaks so far. Let me know if I'm wrong about the Venom Crawler being lackluster with his lack of withering firepower. Maybe he'll make a decent enough melee that the shooting's just there, as you advance up the table since they're assault. But he was not what I was hoping for when we promised withering firepower. So I'm not looking forward to Obliterator's points going up. If they're not a big jump, I think they might be though. Rumor I saw one talking about his source is like 120 per model. That's a big points jump. That's nearly double their current of 65. That'll make them really hard to want to play. Though the extra 2 attacks each, so unit of 3, endless cacophony, may do enough work to warrant. But we'll see. I might finally have to pick up some possessed It's been something I've thought about before but never actually committed to. I may actually pick up some Possessed just so I can play around with the Greater Possessed a bit more and the Master of Possessions. But overall, yeah, only really excited for the Havoc and model sculptures themselves, and the Greater Possessed a little bit to actually finally get that elite, cheaper elite, and potentially a melee character there. Just have something moving downfield behind or in front of all my guns. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. If I'm wrong on anything or if I've missed anything that looks really good, what you're excited about. Like, share, subscribe. Comment down below. Have a good day.